The Cleveland Browns are hoping to clinch a spot in the playoffs with a win over the New York Jets tonight. And millions of fantasy football players are hoping for big points from their players on championship weekend. It has been a wild fantasy season filled with major injuries, breakout stars, record-breaking performances, and also some disappointing duds. So for more, we bring in ESPN NFL insider Field Yates for more. So Field, thank you for being with us. First, let's take a look back at this season. Which players surprised you the most, and who lived up to expectations?
Yeah, good morning, and thanks for having me on. In terms of the players that surprised me the most this season, we had a pair of Detroit Lion rookie teammates in Jahmyr Gibbs and Sam Laporta, who both were outstanding, top 5 players at their respective position of running back and tight end. And we have seen rookies excel early on in their career for fantasy football purposes, but it's rare that it has happened at the tight end position that Sam Laporta does play. Meanwhile, in the case of Jahmyr Gibbs, it was a bit of a slow start for the 12th overall pick in the real football draft, but he has since come on and been one of the most valuable players, and a player that we are seeing in a high percentage of teams that are still playing for their fantasy football championship, the finals of which begin tonight. Surprises in a negative way include Patrick Mahomes, the Chiefs' all-world quarterback, who, despite the fact that a season ago, with many of the same players that are still his teammates right now, was the best player on the planet and one of the top 3 quarterbacks in fantasy football, is now averaging under 18 fantasy football points per game, which for some perspective is about 5 fewer points than where he was at a year ago. While he is still a remarkable player and one of the faces of the game, it's been a disappointing and a surprising fantasy football season for him.
Yeah, what a difference one season makes. Field, let's talk about the championships taking place this weekend. Who are the potential league winners that you have your eye on?
Yeah, I'll give you a couple of names to monitor for this weekend. Let's start Saturday night. Lions and Cowboys play, of course, on the ABC and ESPN family of networks at 8:15 Eastern time. And Dak Prescott was at one point the hottest quarterback in the entire NFL for the Cowboys. It was about a 6-week stretch where he was averaging 25-plus fantasy points per game. It's slowed down of late, but 2 areas have really bothered Dak so far this year: playing on the road and playing against good defenses. Well, they're playing at home on Saturday. That certainly helps. And this Lions pass defense has left a lot to be desired. So I think that Dak Prescott, if you have made it this far in your playoffs, could end up being the highest scoring quarterback in all of fantasy football this weekend. Meanwhile, Chris Olave, the second-year wide receiver for the New Orleans Saints, is coming off of a big game this past Thursday night with 9 catches and 123 yards against the Rams. And now he draws the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who have actually allowed the most passing yards in the entire NFL this season. Chris Olave and the Saints offense has been up and down for much of this year, but it could be a very productive Sunday in a game that not just has real football implications, but certainly major fantasy football implications as well.
Yeah, we'll see how all of this plays out. Field, quickly, if you made it this far to the championship, should you stick with the team that got you there or maybe try to switch it up?
Yeah, to borrow an old saw, dance with the ones that brought you, right? These are the players that have carried you the first 16 weeks of the season. Right now is not the time to overthink it. It's an anxious, oftentimes anxiety-driving week, but generally speaking, inertia should prevail. You should be leaning on the players that you have been leaning on for much of this season.
Got it. Field Yates from ESPN, our sister network. Field, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.